Jonah, when you first came to South Carolina, how long was it before you heard beat Clemson?
Be honest with you, I heard it before I was even here, following the social media and stuff. But before I really committed, I didn't know about it. But definitely, it didn't take long, especially following all the Gamecock accounts, seeing all that. It's awesome. It's great to be a part of it.
Same question for LT. You're from the upstate, so you probably grew up with this, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was right in my backyard. The rivalry, I knew what it was about, but once you get on campus and you actually play in that series, then you don't get the full effect. It's a special rivalry, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Great. Coach Kingston says he's been talking to players, administrators, just about everyone, just talking about the USC-Clemson rivalry. Has he talked to either of you? Have you had any conversations with him about the rivalry and what to expect, or just how important it is to everyone?
We haven't talked about it much. Like, when we're talking as a team, we're just preparing for another game. Obviously, everybody knows how big the rivalry is, but at the same time, you still have to prepare just like you're going to play another baseball game, because if you make it more than it is, you're probably going to put too much pressure on yourself.
I believe last year, about a week after the game, Clemson put out a tweet to school with a picture of Seth Beer and kind of mentioning their success in baseball, basketball, football, that kind of thing. Did you guys see that? Did it step on your pride a little bit?
No, it definitely hurts like that to see that, but it's a new year, a new team, and I think we're going to be confident going into this weekend. Really, we just got to take it one game at a time. Definitely have that in the back of our minds, things like that. But, like I said, we have to take it one game at a time, be positive, and play the way we can play.
Yeah, I agree.
For either one of you guys, do y'all have any buddies that play at Clemson? And if so, do y'all talk to them or have any trash talk, anything like that?
Don't have many friends over there.
No, I don't have any friends over there either.
I figured you would.
Yeah, Oklahoma and all that. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Don't have many friends over there.
Colin? For either of you, I mean, over the last couple of days when you guys reviewed film over the last two games, what did you see in terms of you guys' played approach, and what have you kind of tweaked over the last couple of days getting ready for the weekend?
Yeah, we definitely looked over a lot of film over the last couple of games to try and see what we can fix, and we can definitely fix our approach and try to shorten up and try to use the middle of the field with, as Coach said, disciplined aggressiveness. Maybe we got a little too aggressive at times, so just stay disciplined within ourselves and still be aggressive.
Jonah, with this being your last crack at it, how important, I know you guys talked about kind of one game at a time mentality, not trying to make it too big of a deal, even though it is Clemson, but how important is it for you, maybe personally, to get your last crack to get a series win over them?
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with LT about that earlier this week, about how last crack at it, very important to me this weekend. But really just give it all every single pitch and just have that energy ready to go.
For either of you guys, what has changed since Coach Kingston's been here about your hitting approach? Is it more, launch angle type stuff and things of that nature, or are you guys still just very simply see the ball, hit the ball, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the launch angle and all that stuff just because we have all this new technology that's helping us kind of see, what launch angles work for which hitters, and it's not like everybody's the same. Everybody has their own specific plan and, goals that they set, but at the same time, he's not telling us to swing up or worry about only launch angles. We still have the approach that if they throw a pitch, that we can drive, we want to be aggressive, and just basically what Jonah said earlier, we have to be aggressive on our pitches, and if we do that, then all that other stuff that we learned through the technology will just take care of itself.
For either of you guys, have y'all noticed pitchers attacking y'all differently over the last couple of games, or is it more about what y'all are doing at the plate?
I think it's a little bit of both. The guys the last couple of games have really done a lot of off-speed pitches with maybe not as high a velocity. So I think when we see those type of guys, which we will throughout the season, we really just got to have that approach to stay back and try to drive the ball to the middle or the opposite way instead of maybe getting a little happy and aggressive and trying to pull off the ball.
Guys, for anyone who hasn't played in this series before, or maybe someone who hasn't even watched it, how can you sum up the feelings and the intensity of this rivalry?
There's a different buzz when you show up to the field. I know usually whenever we play a regular home game, it's, you know, you get done with BP and you come back out from the locker room and, you know, people are filing in and, you know, you kind of feel the game's about to start. But with this series, I always remember, like, when you first come out after being up in the locker room, it's almost full. It's just a different kind of buzz. It feels like a, you know, I played in a super regional my freshman year and Jonah did too, and it feels like that kind of atmosphere. So it's at the top.
Yeah.
Last year, you guys had some tough losses, and it seemed like sometimes you had a difficulty getting over that. How is this team different, and what have y'all done in the last couple of days to just put those last 2 losses behind you?
I think we had to flush it. That's what Coach will tell us a lot, really. The last 2 games, we got to forget about them and learn from it. So I think this is a team that we're going to learn from our mistakes, and when we see the same type things, we just can't let that happen again and play our game. Just defense, pitching, throwing strikes, just the little things to win. Just take care of those things and battle right back.
Obviously, up until the last couple of games, you guys have putting up some big offensive numbers. With Clemson coming here with Beer in that lineup, they kind of look at, like, you know, one of the better lineups. And they like, do you guys kind of have a challenge there to prove yourself against a lineup like that, considering what you guys think you have compared to what they have?
Well, I think we have a really good pitching staff that, you know, it's kind of, I don't want to say unexpected, but they've been doing a tremendous job lately. And I know that a lot of people were questioning them, and I think that fueled them to prove themselves. And so I like our chances with our pitching staff. I'd put them up against any hitters in the country. But from our offensive standpoint, I don't think we've lost any confidence just because we've had, you know, 2 games where we didn't put up 10 runs. I think that after we watched a lot of the film, it wasn't swings, it wasn't pitch selection. We're right where we want to be. It was just a couple tough 2 games where things didn't go our way. But our offense, I think, you know, we are up there with the top as well.
Raise your hand, get the mic. Any more questions? All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.